Good to see you.
Alright guys, I guess we have to do it. So here's the boss analysis of the Frozen Empress. Just don't do it. Don't fight her. Just kidding. Um, so we're gonna run through our normal stuff here. Here we have 862 and 930, and then we have 905 on our Pierce. So 862 on our Slash, 930 on our Crush, and 905 on our Pierce. We're gonna check all the elements and everything, but she does have something a little different than what the Hellfire Knight had. He had multiple parts all over his body. She has two parts. She has the face, and then she has the body. As far as damage goes, she has no difference between the face or the body until she gets her little defensive iron will going. Then she does get a 25% resistance to your damage. But if you are going for literally just the head or the body, it makes no difference. So let's go ahead and see Slash and Crush here. And we have to do Slash and then jump out, and then Crush and jump out. So we'll hit her in the head. So there's 659, and then we'll hit her in the body, 659. Okay, and 659. So anywhere you go is 659. She gets her defense, and it drops to 494. So 659 is a 15% resistance, and so she's 15% resist to Slash, which is not good because most one-handed weapons are Slash, most bayonets are Slash, but thankfully we do have a Crush sword here. Now, if you're trying to go for the bayonet here, also you could go for where is it? The regular bayonet, and you could go for this because it does crush damage as well on a strike. Okay, so if we go in here, remember we're at 930. You hit her in the face, 753. You hit her in the back legs, 753. So no difference between the face and the body for weapons. And Crush does a 10% resist. So much better to do Crush than Slash. And if we switch to our Libertador here for the piercing, remember this does 905, so anything less is the damage resistance. So let's go ahead and shoot from here. And whoops. Okay. And there's the body at 724. And let's see if we can hit her in the face here. Oh, whoops. Okay. So 724 is our So yeah, she's got a 20% resist here to pierce, and let's see that again, because just to see that if you can hit her in the face, there's just to show there's no real difference. So that's right in the face, 815, or sorry, in the face it's 10% resist. I knew I saw two numbers before. So there's the body, and so she does have those two different damage values for the face, not for Slash or Crush, but for Pierce it's 10% on the face and 20% on the body. Let's see that again, because there are two different numbers there, so you got to make sure you actually hit the specific places, and this is important for something that happened a long time ago. There's the body, okay, and there's the face, 815. So yeah, she's got two different damage values there on the face for Pierce, and that's mainly specifically for bayonets because you can shoot into her face. Now, okay, so let's switch back to our Crush weapon here. And the reason that was important was because Red Army 313 put out a video, and he said you got to shoot her in the face on lower difficulties to get her to a one-shot value, and that's absolutely 150% correct, because you'll notice what happens next here is that if we go for blood damage, and just a second, so if okay, well, let's change this value, 930 times this times 0.9. Okay, and now if we look at the damage on her body here, 527. So equals 527. So she's got a 50% blood resist on the body here. And if I can get her in the face, come on. There we go, 829. This goes to 829. And she has a 10% blood resist on the face. So 50% on the body everywhere, and then 10% blood resist on the face. So keep that in mind. And the reason that's important is because when Red said to shoot her in the face with Radiant Barrel, because Radiant Barrel is a blood gift, if you shoot her in the body, you get a 50% blood resist and you get a 20% pierce resist. If you shoot her in the face, though, you get a 10% pierce resist and a 10% blood resist. So right off the bat, just because of her 10% blood resist, Radiant Barrel, will be doing 90% of its total overall power output. And there's no way to mitigate her blood resistance on the face, and that's exactly why. So if you can use Merciless Reaper with it, then you will get back 7.5% of your damage from the pierce resist, going down to 2.5% resistance on pierce, but you'll still have to deal with that 10% resist on blood, which means that you'll never be able to do more than 90% of Radiant Barrel's overall damage, just because of the fact of the blood resist. But if you hit her in the body, then you got to deal with 50%. So there's no way you'll be able to do super huge damage until you get to shoot her in the face. So that's exactly why that's happening. So good work, Red, on that. Definitely showing us the way there. But this is exactly the why of why that's true. So good to know. Okay, so if we look at fire next, remember we have 930 here. And if we run in and we slap her in the face, right there. Okay, 1074. Okay, and oops, 1074. Here you get a 22.5%, a minus 22.5% fire. And you might think, oh, well, that's nice for the face, but what about the body? So there's the body. And you see that there's no change between the body and the face. So, which is really nice that her element of fire doesn't switch between the face and the body. It's all the same all around. Now, that's not the same for any of the other elements. It's only true for fire. And now if we look at ice, you obviously, I mean, she's going to resist it, right? But how hard and where? Okay, so let's see if we can get her in the face. So 376. And that becomes 70% resist on the body. And can I hit her in the face here even? There we go. 376. Oh, come on. And, oh, she got her shield up, so we can't check it. So she has a 70% ice resist on the body everywhere. And let's see if we can actually get the one into the face here, because it is a little bit different. Which, again, these resistances, they're hard to check and they're hard to get, but when you get them, oops, then they make a lot of sense as to why you're getting what you're getting. So there's 226. Oh, come on. 160. Oh, she's got her shield on. Would you stop hitting me with stuff? But she has a 90% resist on the face. If we can actually get her in the face the right way. And that makes it pretty bad if you're going for any kind of ice. I don't know why you would. Fire is obviously the way to go. Up front and personal with her here is to go. Oh geez, is to go fire all the 226. There we go. So if we check that out, 226. Yeah, she's got a 90% resist on the face. So 226 and 376 were our two numbers, and yeah, she's got that 90% resist on the face and a 70% resist on the body. So very, very good. Okay, and let's check out lightning here next. And you might think, well, lightning could be good. It was pretty good versus Nicola, right? So here let's check out exactly what's going on. So 376, you'll notice that's the same value as ice was. And if we can get her in the face, whoops. Okay, I'm gonna die. Yep. Where's the entrance? Oh well. I didn't even get a good hit there for you guys to see what that is because she's such a ridiculous boss. Okay, and we'll save our opinion comments for the end maybe. But I think you guys already know the opinions of this boss, and what she is. But yeah. So lightning, if we check it here, you'll notice something kind of strange. That she has 226 on the face here. Oops. Oops. Oh, come on. And she has the yeah, 169, which that means that she has the same exact 70% resist on the body as well as the 90% resist on the head. So kind of bad for ice and lightning there. Definitely don't want to be doing either of those. Blood is good against the head and fire is good against the entire body. Okay, so let's go ahead and check her elements or her status effects here. And again, I'll give you kind of a hint. There's only one that she's good for, but which is much better than the Hellfire Knight, as he was immune to all status effects. So you'll see here that he takes poison damage, which is great because you can get accurate counts on her HP this time. So if we go for poison damage, that will be the only thing that we can go for as a status effect if you're going for opportunism. But she does have a pretty hard resist on Venom Mark, or at least on Venom in general. So if you were doing something, go for like Darkseeker, and you would want to go and get Venom buff for when you're focused, because you're always getting hit by a bunch of crap all over the screen. Then you could go for Venom buff and opportunism and get some extra damage that way. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is her ice resist here that we need to worry about. Let's see here if I can. What value do we get here? I don't think we get very high. Yeah, 192. That's not good enough. What will this turn out to be? I don't have an ice there. Okay, let's go for this, and we'll just go for the pipe for a lightweight here. We're at 68, and if we do these two and 3, and what do we turn out to? 186. Okay, that is not as good as I want it to be. 224. There we go. That's the one I want. Okay, and let's go back. So if you're fighting her and you want to be invincible to at least her diarrhea crap that's all over the screen when she's doing all of the ice blah that's coming after you, and you don't know where it's coming from, and you don't know what's happening, and you can't see what's happening on the screen, and you can't see anything, then this is a great number for you to try and go for, is 240. Because if you can get to 240, you can survive a lot of things at the beginning. You can survive that ground slam, you can survive that ice, you can survive that tornado, you can survive most things here. Come on. And now she won't do anything. You can survive that jump back. You can survive her attack there. Okay, and you can survive that as well. And now we are at 249. So if you're above 240, you can do some really good defenses here overall. And as soon as you drop below 240, you start taking a lot of damage. Here you go. But you can see that you're not completely invincible, because whatever reason, you have to. You can see there I took a little more damage, but for most of her attacks, you're invincible. You can even take some of her physical attacks if she does them here. Okay, she's not going to do anything. There you go. You can see that we sort of resisted a lot of her jump, but we didn't resist it all. And you can see that this ice stuff here is getting us focused pretty easily. And you can see there, yeah, it's just above 240 is a good number to shoot for if you're trying to do like the pipe challenge and you're at max level. Like if you're like this here at level 300 and you have volley or something really high light value, you could go for, you know, EOS and stuff as well. You'd have to obviously revamp 1149 and 1115, so it's not that much worse off than volley. So it could be a good option here to go for more ice. Now, you'd have to do some other things here to get some different ice values around, but because this guy is the Winter Mantle here is a light gifting um, Blood Veil, it works really well with Elemental Wall. So you could try some different builds and stuff to try and get above 240. But if you pair up with a friend, you're able to get up over 300, and that makes you very near invincible. But if you can get up over 240 on your own as a solo person, then it would do you really well to be able to survive most of her shenanigans that she has going on. Okay, so for 0 star at the weakest she possibly can get, she has 132,400 HP, which is absolutely bonkers. Here at max difficulty, she has 183,900 HP, and at plus 10 difficulty, regardless if you're on max star or 0 star or anything, it balances completely between the two, and she goes up to 321,800 HP that you have to kill, which is why if you're level 1 and you're going for the plus 10 difficulty, it's so incredibly difficult because 322,000 HP, call it, that's an immense amount of damage to chew through, especially when you're only doing like maybe even 1,000. That's still 322 hits, and if you're doing like maybe 500, you know, that's almost 700 strikes that you need to do without getting hit by any of the nonsense that's going across the screen from all her clouds and vapors and icicles and laser beams and jump backs and tornadoes and breath and mists and all of the garbage that's going on the screen. That's a very huge task to overcome. And you can do the plus 10 if you're doing you know, gifting and different things, but doing plus 10 like solo with the pipe, and like pipe only strikes, no gifts in there or anything, it would be extremely difficult, and it would be an incredible win nonetheless. So yeah, going for the plus 10 there is quite the intense struggle. And I'll have a speed run for you guys here. It's not really a speed run, but I mean, it's pretty fast for what you can do in a plus 10 kind of environment. But it's you know, no real guarantee that it would work, you know, in the long run. But yeah, there's not really much else to say. She does get a 25% reduction from her iron will that she gets, and she does get her ice buff up on her damage. So that's why you need to go up over 300 when you're trying to go for defending against her ice attacks, because it's that much more increase to her ice damage that it pushes you into co-op only range for your defenses. I don't really want to talk about her much more. She's just really annoying. I'll put all of the defenses and everything, as we always do, in the description, so you guys can check these and utilize them going forward, so you best know how to put her down. Yeah, I guess Fire Crush, Fire Pierce in the face, but overall Fire Crush is the best way to go, which is why, what is it here? Homing Hellfire is probably the best gift overall to go for. hands down, just because it is exactly the things that she's weak to. Fire Crush. Arm of Set could be kind of good. Fire Lily could be good, as well as that is Fire Crush as well. So these two could be pretty good if they're paired together, because they're both Fire Crush overall. But this one has a pretty long cooldown. Even if you're going for White Mia, it's still pretty long. Some good gifts to go for would be Ember Reversal, Dancing Blaze, even Flame Barrage would be actually pretty good here at this point. Firestorm is too expensive for the lousy amount of damage it puts out. It does do some pretty good balance damage overall, so it could be good to get her into a stagger state, but it's just too expensive and too long of a cooldown to be used effectively. So I would say something like Fire Lily, Ember Reversal, definitely homing Hellfire. Rose Flame is kind of weird, as it is Fire Crush, but what it does is, it puts out all the caltrops everywhere, and so it's kind of difficult to get her to jump into them consistently. But Dancing Fireblade is also pretty good. If you can get triple gift extension on this with a friend and White Mia, it can do really, really, really good work. If you're paired up with Merciless Reaper and something like Ember Reversal, you could run these two gifts, but you have to be right next to her all the time with Dancing Fireblade, because right on the internal closest to you circle is where you get the main majority of the damage, and if you are farther away from her and you're getting the blades on the outside, so right here on this region is where you get the max damage out of Dancing Fireblade. And you can see here where the flame color kind of changes color to a deeper orange instead of this white orange. Right there is the transition that takes you to about 25% of the overall damage. I don't know the exact number. I haven't tested it extremely in depth, but it seems to be about 25% of the overall damage that you get here on the outer ring. And so you want to keep her in the white orange fire here, closest to you, and you can kind of see that circle around here, as it's pretty small and it's in your immediate radius of where your revenant is. So you can kind of see it here where there's no swooshing bits right here around that, and the colors are different. So that's where you want to get the majority of your damage. And so for her, because she's such a ridiculous boss and you have to stand next to her for this thing to actually be really, really, really powerful, it doesn't make for a fantastic gift unless you're really, really, really good at dodging diarrhea being thrown at you. But anyways, that's been the Frozen Empress. She's really kind of just a whatever boss. You do her, you finish her up, and then you move on, and you never come back. So yeah, I really don't enjoy this boss at all. I think it's it's a complete anti-mood as compared to the rest of Code Vein. It has nothing to do with how you fight the Skull King. It has nothing to do with how you fight the Queen's Knight Reborn. It has nothing to do with how you fight the successor of the Throat even. It has a little bit of Cannoneer and Blade Bearer vibes to it, in the sense that there's a lot to watch out for. But at least Cannoneer and Blade Bearer, you can kind of time things in a sense. With her, you just never know what's coming your way. And there's no way to get close to her because she's always jumping away and attacking you as she jumps away, and then she attacks you as she jumps towards you, and she has a lot of like misty type things that they're balance damage and different things, and it's really, 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 really hard to figure out what the heck is going on at any point in time. And that's why I just don't enjoy her, and I don't think she fits in Vein, and she was not a very good design choice to go along with things like Oliver or the Executioner, the Butterfly. I mean, pick any boss, even the Attendant of the Relics. I mean, pick any boss, and she just doesn't fit the bill with any of them. Even the Virgin-born, even though it has all those blood spikes and everything that it does, it's still telegraphed, it's still skill-based, and this thing is all just RNG luck RNG luck based, with really no skill really involved with her. So yeah, whatever. Just my boss analysis here and my opinions on what this boss is. I would have liked to have seen her be not exactly like the Hellfire Knight, but something along those lines where maybe she had like ice thorns that came out of her hands, and she did more of like the sweeping strikes and the maybe some wing attacks. I mean, she's got those wings and she's got those horns that stick out there. She's got these horns up here. She's got the wings. She's got these head things. I mean, there was all kinds of cool stuff you could have done here for attacks that could have been pretty awesome for her to do a bunch of physical attacks and get rid of these flying ice cubes around her and all of her extra garbage that she goes for. But yeah, it just kind of whatever of a boss. But do her, get the ice pipe, get the veils and the codes and the gifts and everything, and then move on with your lives.